Hello and welcome to Bad Wolf Girl Sits and Knits, episode 118, I think. My name is Meg and I'm your host. It's a very cloudy day here in Frederick, Maryland, and we are keeping in and keeping safe. I hope you are all doing the same. If you do hear a bit of background noise today, we are finally having our front driveway paved. So we have been dying for that to happen since May. We have one layer down, but they didn't finish the second layer, and so I continually trip over the giant, they're not potholes, they're pot covers, and like the water sewer cover, and it's just, they're a good inch and 2 inches from, so anyway, I trip a lot, and I'm not going to, hopefully. That'd be great. Let's get this right. It is the 13th of March. Happy Friday the 13th, everyone. I hope you are feeling spooky and fabulous. I did put on my cat ears. I don't even think you can see them because I have a dark background, but I do have cat ears on. Yeah, you can't, but there they are. Boop. Put my cat ears on and comb hair a little bit. It's looking very auburny. I'm getting into a very normal hair color. It's weird. And I am wearing my first Hogwarts A History that was released last year in April. Oh, yes, I am drinking coffee. It is Bones Coffee. How'd you guess? I'm drinking Bones Coffee Company. It is an online coffee company, and I really, 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 really enjoy it. I'm drinking Frankenbones. It is a Halloween flavor. It took me forever to find out that the flavor is hazelnut because it says it nowhere on the packaging. A lot of times it will say either in the name or on the bag what it is. So this says Bananas Foster. So you're assuming it's going to taste like Bananas Foster, like bananas and caramelized and that kind of stuff. Frankenbones gives you nothing. Absolutely nothing, but it is my favorite t-shirt as well. It has a really great skull Frankenstein, and I wear it a lot. I wear it a lot. But yes, so I'm enjoying coffee today. It is not too early. It's about 10. I fed the puppy, put her up, so she is going to sit and probably mildly bark at the people outside. Cheers. Alrighty. I do have a few things to show you today. I have some finished objects. I have some release information. I do have some whips, probably not the ones you're thinking of. I'm still looking at my gorgeous sock pile. I never moved it from last week. So if you didn't tune in last week, this was my FOs from vacation and not podcasting. So 2 weeks, tons of socks. Not mad about it at all. Oh, I can't wait to wear these. They're so good. Actually, they kind of go with my outfit today. Maybe I'll wear them today. Maybe I will. It's a nice balmy 52 right now. Not too bad. To the point where when the dog goes out, I'll actually follow her and just kind of enjoy the weather for a second there. But yes, so I will have a makeup with Meg segment. I will have finished objects, whips, excuse me, and general chatter. And that's about it. I have upgraded, I have treated myself. I've bought an iPhone 11, not a Pro, not a Max, not a Duo. I just bought the 11 because the telescoping lens didn't seem a necessity. Not that even a fancy phone is a necessity, but for me, when I am photographing things for work and I am vlogging for work, as well as pleasure, it's something that I do use daily. So I like having a good camera and a nice system. So if you feel so inclined and you notice a difference between last week's video, any of the videos of last week into now, I've had that phone since 2016. So pretty much all of the podcasts have been filmed on that other phone. Aww. First podcast. So first podcast on new phone. I'm pretty sure it's 118. Could be 119. But I'm pretty sure it's 118. We're over 100. It's amazing. I want to thank you. I want to thank all of you for coming and showing up and coming back anytime I do video, even if it isn't weekly. I am grateful. I am also grateful for everyone who has gone over and followed on the Instagram, who has put patterns in their queue on Ravelry, added it to favorites, liked it, shared it. If you can't buy it, that's fine. If you have 4 seconds and you can just hit that repost, it means that maybe one other person who might. And it just helps. Every little bit does help. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so I guess I don't have any knit-alongs going on. I will have one coming up in July. I'm gonna start it in June. It is Christmas in July. It will be my 4th year running it, I believe, so I am very excited. I do have prizes that I have been hoarding, so I do have some things. If you have something new that you would like to share on this podcast, we do have a lot of eyes over on Instagram. There are 6,700 eyes over there, and even though the post might get liked 560 times, I've been noticing that it gets viewed 2, 3, or 4,000 times. So even if they aren't double tapping, they are seeing it, and maybe they double tap for you. So if you have something that you would love to share, please get in touch with me. You can email me at badwolfgirlstudios@gmail.com. You could get in touch with me on the Ravelry email. I'm not quite as good at checking that one, I will be completely honest, but I do. And then I also have the Instagram, also a little wonky. Sometimes they get put into an unknown file, and then you got to go through and figure out who's who. But please do get in touch with me if you would like to share a project on this podcast and do it as a giveaway. We will have a very big giveaway. I like to do lots of prizes for Christmas in July. And yeah, I think that's that. What else? Yeah, I don't know if you can hear those big rumblings. It's not thunder, it's paving, people. So fun. I'm just gonna talk louder. And I guess we will get into finished objects then. All right, so I have been a busy bee. I am almost done my test knit, which means I can devote more of my knitting time and my writing time into like my projects. Anyway, so yeah, almost done the test knit. Very excited, and I was procrastinating. I didn't want to do sleeves. I did do sleeves, but I didn't want to do sleeves, so I did mittens. I was talking to Patrick, and we were talking about when we went to go see Cursed Child in New York, and how good it was, and then we were talking about like the banners and how that would be a cool kind of logo. And I looked around and I didn't see anybody who had done it, and so I did it. If you know anyone who has already done this, please let me know. I do not want to step on any toes. If it's already out there, I won't release it, but I think that I put a little bit of my own spin on things. Hopefully, this is the right glove. It is also the correct thumb that I'm going to be doing. This is the left glove. This was where I was trying to figure out what would look good, so I didn't really get to my end design until I got almost here. So we're just going to ignore how ugly that one is and just look at the one that's pretty much right. And it has a fun little stripy pattern. I do thoroughly enjoy it. I'm working on the Hufflepuff set next. Yeah, and there's the Gryffindor lion. So they do both face the same way, because if I flipped it, it would be wrong. I could flip it maybe upside down, but then that wouldn't be a G. They could look cool that way. If you want to flip it upside down, you would just take those middle rows and flip them. I mean, I think I'm just going to leave them both facing the same way because they make a G. So let's try them on. I will take off my ring. I did pretty well with my float management, but I do just notice with mittens that if I have any sort of raised ring, they do catch. It almost always catches. And then I just feel bad beating up my stuff. Ooh, there's something in here. Little piece of plastic. Weird. Okay, so this was the first glove I did, and I was trying to figure it out. So I started on a US 4 for some ribbing, and then I continued in it originally. So the first 3 rows are really tight, and I can get them on my hand, but I do have small hands. So I'm working and writing something different for that. On this one, I went straight up to my next needle size. I used leftovers. So I had a cake of gold. If it was 100 grams, then I have 46 grams left. Each glove weighs 32 grams. If I use the same amount of red and gold on both, it looks like I have more gold than red on the front, but more red than gold on the back. I don't know. It could be just an optical illusion. So they're both 32, meaning 64 total. So I think one skein or if you have, I don't know, 60 grams of each skein, you might be fine. But I think it'll take a little over a 50-gram ball. And I didn't do my cuffs as long as I wanted to. I wanted to put them here because I don't like this being exposed. I'm probably going to try to go back, and I ran out of red. I did the whole glove, but I only have like a 3-gram ball left. So I'll just get closer. And that little edge is one of my favorite things. I love it so much. I love the lion. I love how it came out. If you know the Cursed Child banners, then you can predict what's coming next. The whole set makes me happier than you know. And I'm just getting ideas for future projects with it. It's really going well. So this is the size small. I think if you went I did it on like a 5. Again, too tight. I should have done a 6. But if you have small hands, a 5 might work. If you have baby hands, a small might work. Kid hands, a small might work. So a 5. And then I would suggest maybe a 6 or a 7, and I would suggest finding 60 grams or more of a DK weight yarn. I believe I found the gold. It was like Mad Tosh DK that was left over in my stash. I guess I tried to use it and then I didn't. So there's a very good chance that I had a 100-gram ball of gold. Secondarily, the other one I had used was a leftover from a Soldatna that doesn't live here anymore. And I had broken into that one. That one, I am an idiot and I did not measure it. I didn't measure how much was left. So I can mildly assume that there was about 60 grams. If each of these is 32. 60 to 80 grams left, which means I didn't use more than 20 grams in the sweater. I think it was just like in here. I have to check my project page. Maybe I weighed them after. I really need to get into weighing things. But anyway, I'm very excited about these. They are not ready quite for testers yet. I just want to go over a few things. I want my tech editor to look at them first. I've been talking to a friend who also does mittens, and so just her back and forth and working, like working it out together helped tremendously. So I am so excited about those. I hope that you will super enjoy them. I am hoping that they come out in like August-ish, maybe. So that you would, I mean, these whipped up in 3 days because I got a teeny bit obsessive. Also, there's 2 of them, so you know I really enjoyed it because these socks languish if I do them one at a time. So you know I enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I might have gone on Knit Picks and ordered colors for the rest of the set. I just want, okay, so these were both $26 or $27 a skein. I have $50 gloves in my hands, right? Like, that's expensive. I get it. I get it. So, my next glove, I am taking the challenge to do it cost effective, and I am doing it with 199 balls of Brava from Knit Picks. I picked very pretty colors. I am fingers crossed that they knit up as smoothly. I mean, after blocking, these are like so smooth. Not even soft. The yarn was soft, but it's like they're soft and smooth. They just feel so flat and nice. And I hope that I can get Brava to block out the same way. Moving on, I'm sure there's other wonderful, like I love Swish, DK Swish. I use that for a lot of things. Yeah, I use a lot for a lot of things. I might just, yeah, you can't even see my ears, so I'm just gonna take them off. Just gonna take them off and show you my next project. So these are coming out in between March 30th and April 1st, depending on my sanity. That means I have stuff that's due and I have work that I have to get done before I can do things that I want to do. So I wanted to go through and proof these patterns one more time. I want to get cover photos on all of them. What else? I want to get a schematic. I want to measure. I got stuff to do. But I didn't have to knit it all, and I had lovely hands. So thank you to my 2 Ravenclaw testers that I've never met, but did a great job. One did silver, one did gold. I've been posting the gold one from Justina Blue Cricket Knits, but I really do need to show you the silver one because it's absolutely gorgeous. I'll have to message her and see if I can get her to to take a photo. I had the certain style that I was looking up in my head, and I just wanted everyone to hold it like this so that you could see the full design, because when you wear it, it does get a bit bunchy. So this is the Hufflepuff design, knit by Paula, who is a dear friend and coworker. And I think it's called Universal Yarns, maybe. But she and Trish work with me at the winery. That's how I met them originally. I mean, I knew them online a bit, but the first summer that I did the Fabioli Sellers trunk show, I met them and they just became work moms and wonderful friends, and I am blessed to have them, absolutely. So she did the most gorgeous Hufflepuffeling. So I'm just going to do kind of a slow pan. So we've got these great, I like to think of these as magical DNA chains. And then got some fun little catch the keys. I love paws, little puppy paws or badger paws, yeah. And just nice little directional arrows to get you down here to the nice little stars. Yes, very fun. And then the star of the show, in my opinion, the badgers. Oh my golly gosh. Oh, I love badgers. I love them. I am a griffin puff, and my favorite part about this is the badgers. Like, oh my gosh. Okay, so I will try it on for you. She did do a split hem at the bottom. Can you see it just opens here? Just to put that over your shoulder. Oh, I have eyelashes on. I didn't think this through. Okay, so I am going to put this split. You can do 1 or 2 splits. You could do 1 split and put it over one shoulder, or do 2 splits and have a split over both shoulders. So this is intensely warm. If you get the ribbing up, yeah, like it holds all of your neck warmth in without strangling you, for sure. Oh my gosh. And then the design gets a little lost. So if you like a nice subtle Hogwartsy thing, like you're super nerd, but you're like a closet nerd, this is closet nerd right here. You just put it on and everyone's like, oh, that looks nice. What is it? It's badgers. Can't even. I love them so much. Okay. The coffee's kicking in. I'm getting weird. Sorry. You can also kind of pull it a little bit like that and get a little bit of that smoosh at the bottom. I can't even tell you how much I love it. So you can see that entire cowl squished down and just becomes this gorgeous swoosh right here in the middle. If you don't want this much, if you want it to be thinner, I will just, for the sake of argument, fold it on itself. So you could skip straight to these guys and do ribbing, badgers, ribbing, and just slide it on that way. So it would be more of like that size, and it might hang out a little bit more. It would open this if you're not into, because this is not my sweater, that's still the cowl. But if you want, options. I personally, I like it to have it deep because it just really opens up to being warm. Okay, so yes. So you could legitimately, if you just want a nice, or if you live somewhere warmer and you don't want to be that warm but you want to wear it, ribbing, badgers ribbing would give you that kind of cowl. So I love badgers, and I'm working them into gloves soon. So if you could just picture badger on your glove, how good would that be? Soon isn't like in the next 2 years. Okay, cool. So then, my friend Ashley, who is a fellow Gryffindor that I met at work as well. We started around the same time. She's a relatively new knitter. She had all the basics down, she says, but she could, you know, she could hold her own, but this is her first color work. She gives herself too little credit, honestly and truly, for being a very new knitter. She just must have talent. That's all. Because I don't think my first color work went quite this well. No, I know it didn't. I know it didn't go this well. Okay, so using silver and red, she's completed the Gryffindor cowl. It is written with a background of red and a highlight of yellow. You don't have to do that. You can completely ignore me and just do whatever colors you want. That's fine. We are featuring the really gorgeous sorting hat, which is a new design. This is not in Hogwarts of History, and I'm not going to put it in Hogwarts of History. I'm going to keep it in this one, so it's special. You also have some more Catch the Key with 2 colors. I love having white wings on keys. I think that it just really like separates it. So if you are doing them, have a little nubbin of white left over from something. It just makes it worth it. And then we again have a little bit of wizarding DNA and our lions. So I will do an up close and personal. We have 1x1 ribbing, some really fun keys. We have the sorting hat. I love the sorting hat. I think he's got so much personality. Wizarding DNA and lions. Rawr. So I had only seen the lions done gold on red, and it's really interesting to see their kind of like counterpart of red on silver. That's so crazy. All right, I am 90% sure that you can definitely hear those pressing things, but All right, so that is all of the FOs. Two of them not my FOs, so can't take credit for the knitting, but I can take credit for the offering of pattern. They did a beautiful job. I am thrilled to be able to be so close as to pass these knits back and forth that I can show them off on the podcast. I do have to say, whatever Paula used, I think it's Universal Yarns is the words that she said, but it feels like kittens. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Okay, that's better. So moving into whips, I am working on a new cowl design. Kind of playing around with putting the G's across or the lions across in a different style cowl. So this is going to be a kind of triangle shawl bandana cowl. Bandana. Wow, that's Philly. So what I've done is I've started down here and I'm kind of working my way up. And it is pretty deep. I am, not where I need to be yet. I need a certain amount of stitches and I don't have those. I am, would we say half? I might be halfway to, I'm more than half. This was half. So this was half of the stitches that I needed. So I needed to double my stitches at that point so I can count from here knowing what row this marks and then go up. So I'm not joined in the round yet, but I will be, and then I will start going up with one of the patterns. I'm not sure if I want this guy or if I want the lion, which would be gold on red. I do have the cake. I dyed up a little bit of Felix Felicis on DK, which is 274 yards when I can get that yarn. And it is the gold that's featured in my sweater here. This is Felix Felicis with white and mohair. And the sweater color itself is Marte from Malabrigo. And it's some of the first specialty yarn that I purchased. So it's one of my favorite colors. I really wish I understood how it works because I love the style that it's dyed up in. I just don't know how. But anyway, so yes, I can't say much about it. Right now it looks like a elf hat or a actual bandana that would like go over and just like hang there. Be Cinderella here, right? But and then that's the idea. It'll fit a little better when it's blocked too. Right now I've got like my bottom edge keeps curling up because it's not blocked, and yeah, but I think the red will go really well, and then this will be the pattern and then the bind off. Possibly doing an I-cord edge at the bottom, but not sure. So I shall let you know. I am using Knit Picks Garnet, I want to say is the red. That's blowing it out. This is better, yeah. That's better. It's a nice deep red, and then I have a nice gold over here as well. Yeah, so you can kind of see the colors. Very Gryffindorial. And I just can't decide if I want to match the mittens or match the cowl. If Ashley does this G, then I will do this one so that we can see how both of them look. No use in exactly copying each other if I can find out what two things do instead of one. All right, so that's been my like in between working on Sleeve Island. That's what I've been doing. I did take a baby walk yesterday with Gypsy, and I got 2 stripes done on my socks. This is appalling as to how much I got done previous in these socks, but like I knit an entire pair of socks, and these just haven't been priority yet. Oh, I am not out of the sock knitting bug. I'm still bitten. It's just these got me first. So, slow but sure. Hopefully they will get done and I can give them for Christmas. I'm giving myself a nice long deadline on that. I haven't finished Gypsy's Valentine's sweater. I haven't worked on anything else. I have just done the test knit that I have to do, these mittens that I chose to do because they're small and I could, and then the beginnings of this little guy here. So that's everything in my knitting pile, which felt significant as I was bundling it. I was very happy about that. And then I guess there's a little bit of makeup with Meg. I do have a video that I will insert showing the eyeliners. I first put it on before I did eyelashes, before I did my Ardell gel and lash liner, the lash liner system lashes. I do have the Los Angeles lashes on, if you're curious. And I am wearing a Superstay ink crayon from Maybelline Matte Ink, and it is in, what? I can't see what, oh, there's a sharpener on the other side. Huh, that's fun. Oh, I can't see a name. I know there was. Oh, there it is. Live on the Edge, number 5. Yeah, and there's a sharpener on the back. Oh, that's super fun. So this is put it up a little bit more. It's a lip crayon, Living on the Edge, number 5. Kind of like a brownish red. I thought it would be good as a neutral. I think it's doing that. And then I got in, so I have a little bit of Mr. Postman. I got in a wonderful package from a family friend that I was telling you about. Mrs. Aquilino has sent over a wonderful eyeliner, and I did do a quick, this is me putting it on for the first time, and I will insert it in after I start babbling about it, but it is Mary Kay, like so. Gotta love that little packaging. Looks exactly like that. It comes in really nice tube here, and like I'm going to show off, it is a pen style. It does have really nice lines, so I am really thrilled about it. I think that it does a really nice job staying put. If you're an exceptionally oily person, I can't speak for you. I'm not. Not that I am an exceptionally dry person, but oh, I gotta pause. This guy is gonna drive me absolutely up a wall, and probably you too. I'll come back. Hello and welcome to the past. I am currently filming a Makeup with Meg segment today, but I do love wearing my lash liner lashes for the podcast. So I have received a new liquid eyeliner, which I am showing off throughout the podcast, but I wanted to give you an idea of how I like it and how I'm going to apply it. And I'm going to do this without the stamps. Because I keep talking a very big game that I can do this. We'll see how well I do. So I'm going to move just a teeny bit closer. I have a tiny mirror in here that I am going to attempt to use for my eyes. All right. I have to get to a bigger mirror, but I think that went pretty well. First impressions, it goes on really smoothly. It has a firm felt tip, which means that you're able to do those clean lines like I like to. Some of them are very soft, and so they bend like a paintbrush, which is fine. You just have to be prepared for that. So typically I like something with a bit more of a firm tip. I will show you up close what that looks like. Yep. And it just has this nice press. I wore it last night after I came in, and I would say that it stayed exactly where it should have been. I took the dog out for a walk, got a little sweaty, still was there. Not a lot sweaty, but a little bit. I have not tested it in the shower. I did take my makeup off before I showered. What else? It goes on very dark. It's nice and dark. I can absolutely see it. So I am a huge fan of that. I think that I am going to just go ahead and toss out my NYC, which is getting old, and that felt tip is almost done anyway. So this one is a perfect timing replacement. So I'll go back to makeup with Meg, but I wanted to show you before I put the eyelashes on what the eyeliner does, all on its own. So it's quick dark, and I love it. It went on very easy, and I think anyone who is a fan of eyeliner, and especially felt tip eyeliner pens, would find this to be excellent. You just build up your coverage, get it darker. It's a clean line, it goes on, and like from what I'm seeing is it's not coming off. Like if I tap it, nope. So let's put it through a podcast test, and here we go. Finally, they are done. I'm going to continue talking. So I am absolutely loving this pen. I think it's going to make really nice lines. It has stayed on really well. I do have the gel liner on top to do the magnetic lashes as well. And I find that they feel very secure, so I am thrilled with that. She also included a little satin hands, which is perfect since I am washing my hands more and more often. Like exemplifying more than I tend to do. Like if I touch a lot of things, then I'll just wash my hands. So having that, and then these are great. This is the oil-free eye makeup remover. Always comes in this cute little bottle. Perfect for planes. I just took one down to New Orleans, and this gets makeup off really well. So I'll use one of those reusable makeup wipes and kind of just absorb it all off. So that is everything really with makeup today. Got my lips, got my eyes. What else? So I do have a friend coming over. Mom's move's been mellowing out a little bit. Now things are sort of starting to get done. I've been very overwhelmed with the amount of things that I'm trying to do at one time, the amount of testers I'm trying to wrangle, which they're excellent, and I am so happy to have them. It's just making sure that everyone has what they need, in the size that they need it, in the weight that they need it. So I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed. What I'm hoping to do is to write down a list of things that I would like to release in the next few months, do some deadlines on what I really need to get done. I do have some packing that I did yesterday. I will finish up today. And then I am hoping to get to the post office as well and then drop stuff off. So I am not going to keep you too long for babble. That's about everything. I'm gonna have Becky come over, so I'm really excited. I'm gonna go hang out with her, and yeah, maybe I would say cast on something new, but I really shouldn't. I should really like work on something that I already have going on. So I think that is what I shall do, and I want to thank you all for coming and hanging out with me. I finished my coffee, so I'll toast you with water in my Ren Fair Celtic Fling Highland Games mug from the Ren Fair in Pennsylvania. So reminding you to take it one cup at a time, no matter how large that cup may be, and I will see you next week. Bye.